Welcome once again, Louisiana, to Field Your Dreams with Randy Hux. He is the founder of Hux Capital Management right here in South Louisiana. I'm your host, Spike Spangle. Thank you so much for joining us. Randy, how are you doing this week?
Doing great, man. Spike, it's always great to see you. I love our conversations, man. They're always exciting to me.
I learn from them. We get so much from it. We understand there are a lot of viewers out there who've also been sending you questions, which are great.
Yes.
I know that you get lots of emails all of the time. You get voicemails. You have current clients. You have folks out there who have never met you before. We have lots of people sending you questions. So if you don't mind, I kind of went through your emails and through some of these voicemails and so forth. And I want to show people how you untangle their problems. Are you good with that today?
Absolutely. Transparency is something that I pride myself in. And so I'm just going to tell it like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. It's going to come out.
Yeah,
so
like I said, I went through your emails. A lot of baseball questions, though. Lot
really?
of stuff about.
Oh, first and thirds, and do I hit behind the runner? Yeah. Yeah.
So I stuck with the financial planning issues today,
That's
if you
probably
don't
good.
mind. So one of the first ones that I was looking through said they were curious about their accounts, and this is a big issue right now. The markets have been down since the beginning of the year, and people are wondering what they should do. Their advisor is not contacting them or returning their phone calls right now.
Yeah.
They wrote you. How do you respond to this? Do you mind getting in somebody else's kitchen and saying it's time to get a different advisor?
Well, I don't necessarily, I let the client draw their own conclusion, but I certainly understand the frustration that clients have with that. And the reason that I understand that frustration, not getting called by or a return call from my advisor, is because I was a client for about 10 or 15 years. Before I even got in this industry, Spike, I did that. And as a client, I always had this kind of uneasy, uncomfortable feeling as to whether or not, did they really have my best interest at hand? And these were friends of mine, good friends of mine that I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed our friendship. I trusted them. I think they were well-meaning. I just think that they kind of had more of a one-track type mind, and that was the buy and hold. And the concept that, hey, the markets are always going to turn around. You just got to hang in there. And I never liked that.
Yeah.
I never liked that. And
It was one of the triggers of why you actually went into this yourself. You're a former CPA.
Yes.
You're now a financial advisor. You are licensed. Your firm operates as a fiduciary. And you did this in part because of the lack of service you received.
Well, I wanted to provide the service that I expected. And what I expected to receive was good, transparent, honest information along with inexpensive fees and some problem solving when things were changing in my life. And I really didn't, I never found that I got that. And I said, well, heck, man, when I got out of coaching college baseball, I was like, look, I think, one thing that I would like to do that I've never done, but, with a degree in accounting and finance, and then also having the CPA license, I said, well, I'll be a licensed fiduciary, and then I can, anything that I offer to people has to be in their best interest, right? Only their interest. And I said, I like that concept, but I didn't want to do it with one of these big box firms. I wanted to do it independently. So I figured out a way over time to do that and to construct a company and put some people together, some partnerships and relationships together so that I could bring this to the clients out there or prospects out there in Louisiana, in Lafayette, Louisiana, Alexandria, Lake Charles, anywhere in that southwest corridor. I mean, and I really wanted to do that because I didn't see people fulfilling that need. Mm-hmm. And really, as I look across the country, I don't see many, institutions or firms doing what we do. And some people say, well, oh, you're a boutique firm, and I'm not into names or titles. I don't care about that. But we're a small, independent firm, and what we like to do is really serve our clients. It's a big thing to us.
Yeah, and with that, can you please tell me a little bit about what you really mean about a complimentary review? As you said, you were on the other side. You know what service you wanted. You know what you weren't getting. So you decided to design it your own way. What do you actually look at for the kinds of clients that you have?
Well, let me just tell you this. When I was a client, I paid $2,500 for a plan. I was 41 years old. I couldn't even tell you where that plan is today.
Yeah.
My advisor, of course, I got rid of him, but he was with one of the big box firms. And, I thought the plan would be great. And I was like, really, $2,500? I mean, back then, that was in 2000. I'm like, golly, that's a lot of money. He goes, well,
Right.
it's going to be well worth it, and half of it didn't even apply to me. And, I wasn't even thinking about retirement at that point. I was thinking about accumulating. I wanted to know those strategies, and in comes all the, disability insurance and all these other things were ways for him to make money, and I was like, well, those aren't useful to me. What's useful to me is proper money management right now and having somebody to consult with. But so I just basically said, hey, when I do this, I want to do it the way that I expected it to be done for me. And I want it to be done in a manner where the service is impeccable, where you come in and there's absolutely no pressure in that process, and that we get to sit down and transparently and openly and honestly discuss what you have. Hey, I've had people come in, Spike, people come into my office, and I've had this happen, not very often. They come to my office, they go, this is what I have. What do you think? And I will evaluate it. I'll take it through all of our scrutiny and all of our processes. I'll go through all the investments that they have, and we'll evaluate what the costs and the fees are and what they're in. Mm-hmm. And there's been times when I've actually, probably a handful of times over the last 5 years where I've said, hey, I'm telling you, I don't know that guy, but I would not change one thing you're doing. If you switch to me, the only reason you'd be switching is because maybe I provide the best service that you've seen. But you've told me that guy's service is good. I like what he's done for you.
So you have the obligation to tell somebody, this is a good plan. This is going to cover your needs. Great if you want to talk to me on the phone, but I can't disparage this person's work. But you also can't do the flip side as well. You can identify when there are holes or areas that maybe weren't covered in enough.
Well, that's the goal. It's to help people to see if is there a spot in your portfolio, in your plan, in what you expect. Is there something that maybe you're missing that you need? Because what I've often found is there is not only one, but 2 or 3 areas where really they've been unattended to. So when we get back to the original question, my advisor's not calling me back. Why? Because his whole philosophy typically is, let's just hang in there. And I think that's a very poor strategy, and that's not one that we never subscribe to that.
So you do complete financial planning. I'll pepper you this. I'm going to have to take a quick break right now, but people call you, you're going to call them back?
I call you back personally. So there's no staff of people that I ever want to really call back, just because, not because I don't trust my staff, it's just that I like the one-on-one. I love the relationship part of this business, And all of them, I can tell you, all of my clients I have some sort of relationship with, a very personal relationship. I enjoy that about life in general. I enjoy helping people. Right. So I'm going to be the one that calls you back when you call in.
We have to take a very quick break, Randy. Folks, if you would like a complete review of what you're doing, taking a look at your investments, the fees inside there, your taxes, do you have an estate plan? When is it optimal for you to take Social Security? And have you covered health care needs? And I'm probably leaving some things out. Call the phone number you see right here so you can get your own complimentary review from Randy Hucks.